All right, I only went live because Mr. Stitch asked me to. I'll be right back. Let me mute myself. Nay, invite me. You can invite me. What's up?
What up?
How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
I'm good. I'm good. Just got off work.
Oh, W. It's lit.
Yeah, I was like, is he ever going to go live, bro? I get home and
I
nobody's
was
live.
just live
Everybody's asleep.
too. I was just live too. BRB. I'll be right back. Nay, lock in. Lock in. I'll be right back.
Uh-oh. I don't know who Nay is. I don't know who you are, but you follow me, so I'm going to follow you back.
These are my comments. We're playing Fortnite, or we were, and she's moderating.
Yeah, rights don't exist, guys. Like, who needs rights? Who needs rights when you have authoritative government? More specifically, women should not have rights. Like, everything else is okay, but as long as women don't have rights, we're Gucci. Oh, and women definitely cannot. Okay, they definitely should not be able to vote. Women
In my
voting is
opinion,
just like a big L right now.
if they're Catholic, they should definitely be allowed to vote. Catholic women.
But no. Under Catholic scripture, they allow the men to take the reins.
I'm not one to bring up drama, but there was kind of some drama in the live.
Oh my god, what happened?
A certain somebody blocked somebody who had contentions. Like they blocked like 3 people.
That happens in your live all the time.
No, not me. It wasn't in my live. It was in Kevin's live.
Oh, that happens in Kevin's live all the time.
Sav got blocked. Annie got blocked. Now Storm got blocked in like 2 minutes. I
Who
don't
blocked
necessarily.
them?
Huh?
Who blocked them?
He did.
Bro, really?
Mm-hmm.
Why? What the fuck just happened?
Well, Sav is on her ults. If only Sav was here, she could explain herself. But Sav contentions were pro-life. I think they gave like one exception. I can't remember. And that Storm was talking about the medical exception. And just like that, she got blocked, I think, by him. Andy was talking about incrementalism versus abolitionism, I think. He got blocked.
Andy got blocked too?
I think so, yeah. I think he either got blocked or
Bro.
got muted, I think. So he had to go on like his
Kevin.
ult.
Kevin, my man, is on a rampage. Holy shit.
Yeah. That wasn't even the problem. The problem was about should women vote. And then I think he got kind of irritated, so he just ended abruptly. So, yeah.
Listen. With Soph, like, there's a lot of women out there that I truly respect. so I won't say anything. But some of the people he has as moderators, I could understand if he blocked them because they have no sense of respect, and it's always a particular set of women. I'm not gonna get into it. Not gonna name any names, but I am gonna say that. Um,
I think I know one. Yeah.
but as far as Sav, I mean, I haven't had any contentions with Sav. I mean, I have a little respect for her. I'm
Yeah.
on Domino's and I'm so mad, bro, because these people did not hire me. They're hiring an assistant manager and never got a call back.
Oh wow. Yeah, I don't
They
really
invited
count.
me in for an interview, made it seem like I was gonna get it, and then never called me back.
I hate that stuff. Oh my gosh. I was just doing sales. I hate those types of jobs. Nay, I'll be right back. I'm just getting something. Um, honey,
Okay.
what are we gonna do tomorrow, honey? Hold on, talk to my wife.
Oh, why don't I ever hear her? That's crazy.
She's very shy. She doesn't like to talk.
Bro, I can't believe Kevin blocked all those people. That's crazy.
I mean, they have alts, so they should join. I think he's gonna have a talk with them, but I think Andy was definitely blocked. And Katie was up there talking to Not Storm. She's just a semantic dispute, I think, honestly. And then, yeah.
Bro, but it's because if Storm, here's my contention. Though. If Storm was giving the medical exception, I do have a problem with that because medically, there's no situation. Say
Oh,
that, like for example, huh?
I think
You
specifically
could
that she
say like
said.
for example, right?
Oh, Sab is here. She could explain it too. But yeah, go ahead. Or
No,
she
I was
was.
gonna say with a medical exception, if you give like the moral exception for it, like that's understandable, right? Because you have a right to self defend. But like pragmatically, there exists no case in which it's necessary to get an abortion under medical because there's no medical situation that would require an abort. You know.
I think what she was saying. I think someone asked her. I think if it was her daughter, she would not force her to give her like a C-section. Like if it was like eight, if she was like 8 or 9, something like that. And I think that's where it debacled. Um,
But that
yeah.
doesn't make any sense because getting a C-section is actually far worse than going through vaginal birth. Because your stomach is not supposed to be cut open and stitched back together, but like, unfortunately, it's kind of gross to say this for any girl, but the vagina is supposed to, it has that structural functionality to open and to, give birth.
It's almost as if
Um,
it's almost as if it was designed that way, you know.
yeah, but we're also talking about children, and I really hate to bring that up in regards to children, but
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just unfortunate. Like it's sick. Ugh, makes me sick, but no, I was gonna be a delivery driver. Motherfuckers didn't. Oh, I was so mad. But you know what? It's fine because I think I'm gonna go into sales. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go into sales. I'm gonna work for myself.
I just did sales. I did it for a week. Terrible.
No, it depends on which ones you do. But the ones that I'm doing, they give you like a call list of people, and you call them back, and you basically try and get them on. But if I do it, I'm gonna be doing loans, so business loans for people, and so I get commission based on the loans that get approved. Um,
Oh, what I did was security. I had to go. There's like specific addresses where I went door to door. Um, and it was a lot of work for like no pay. You know, I was close to closing in some deals. But I'm not gonna do sales ever again. If it was like salary and commission, I would do it.
you know what's funny? I'm making more now working for Okay, TMI. I know I'm kind of doxing myself for two people. It's fine. For Taco Bell, right? I work and I make more for Taco Bell than I've ever did for Walmart. That's what's fucking crazy.
Oh wow. I don't see the craze of Taco Bell. I had it like once, like 3 years ago. I don't see the craze about it.
It's good. It's not as good. It is good though. I like their Diablo sauce. If like all the Mexican restaurants that I go to, their sauces aren't really good. But if you get that Diablo sauce, bro, so good.
That's goaded.
Goated. That's a new one.
Anybody want to come up? By all means.
Surprisingly, you're not getting traction.
Huh? All right. Oh, hello, Vanilla Bean. Hello. Oh, what is your age? What do you think of the prompt?
Yeah, 35. I was just about to put something in chat and just say, uh, rights only exist if you fight for them.
Could you like elaborate more?
Yeah, so we have rights on paper, but those rights could be taken away at any time, and we've seen that after, for example, on 9/11, there were rights that were taken away. And we allowed that to happen. When you give the government an inch, they take a mile. You have to fight for your right. It's a constant fight to make sure that your rights stay as they were meant
Good
to
evening,
be.
everybody.
Good evening.
1 second. Hold on. We'll get to you in a second.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Dialza, what's your age? What do you think of the prompt?
26, do rights exist? I think everyone should have, their rights and that. You know?
Well, that's not the question. The question is, do they
Well,
exist?
hang on, I'll show you a graph. I like these graphs and that. Everyone likes a graph.
Do they exist? Yes or no? First of all, why do that as a grown man? That is just like so sick as a grown man.
And I don't believe that graphs exist either. Graphs aren't real.
Imagine doing that on the internet. Yeah, it's a bad look.
Wait, I missed what Cinderella said. Can they like repeat themselves?
Yeah, can you repeat yourself, please?
Oh, what? Oh, me?
Yeah, what you just said.
Yeah, I said graphs aren't real. They're just numbers put into a way that you can visualize them. And a lot of times graphs they don't represent reality as well. So I don't think graphs are real most of the time.
You don't think rights are real? Okay.
Graphs. But I don't know why we're talking about graphs now. I think that guy brought it up.
Yeah, no, I'm asking about the prompt. Like, what'd you say about the prompt?
Oh, rights? Yeah, I think that rights only exist as in so much as we fight for them. They will not exist if we don't fight for them. So we have to fight and maintain our rights. That's the thing about rights is
Then
they're not just
how do they exist if we have to like fight for them to be able to exist?
well we were fortunate enough to have some founding fathers who wrote a constitution and gave us inalienable rights.
Well,
But
it doesn't. I disagree with that. I don't think that the Constitution does give us unalienable rights. In fact, I mean, what it does is add stipulations upon what can be done to us. So it's more so just privileges under certain conditions.
yeah, but I have the right to call you an idiot.
Yeah, sure, and I might have the right to slap the shit out of you, right? But like at the end of the
No, you
day, like
don't.
are
No,
these
you
really
don't.
rights? Yeah,
You
I
don't have
do
the right to
actually.
slap the shit out of me.
I do.
You
Well,
can't
if I
slap
can
me.
defend, wait, if I can defend this
I'll
idea that
call the
I do,
cops.
who are you to say that I don't?
I'll call the cops if you slap me.
Okay, and
Stupid.
if I can defend against this idea, right, for
And
me
then your
having
rights
this
are taken away
ability,
because you're gonna go in handcuffs.
bro, hang on, can you
Still have
chill?
rights in handcuffs.
Yeah, you're.
I work with law enforcement. You still have rights even if you're arrested.
Well,
Oh, okay.
even
Yeah, you
under
still
that
have rights, but
circumstance, right?
you're
If
going to
let
jail.
like even under that
So
circumstance, here's the thing, right? Well, like I would disagree with what Poppy said, but I get what she's trying to say in this instance. But irrespective, like if you're how you're defining rights is what I'm able to defend. If I can defend this idea of me having the right to stop, you know, physically harm you, then how is this not a right if it fits that criterion that you've set?
wait, what are you trying to say is a right?
If I can defend the idea of me being able to physically harm you, how is this not a right that I have,
Oh, because of the law, you fucking idiot.
bro?
You can't physically harm
Oh my
me.
god, this is so intellectual.
You can't physically harm me.
Wonderful.
Are you kidding me? You think you can
You
defend the
can't
idea
physically wait. Did you
that you
just
can
hear what you
physically
said?
harm me?
That you can't physically harm people? What are you talking about?
You can, but then you go to
Oh,
jail,
okay.
dumbass.
So then it's completely possible, right, dumbass?
I mean, yeah, it's your right to do so.
You
And
just said it
then
wasn't a right 2 seconds ago, doofus. Which one
and
is
then
it?
it and then you're gonna face the consequences afterwards
Okay, yeah, totally. Face the consequences of what?
of exercising your free will, your dumbass idea of hurting people.
Bro, when bro can engage, it's kind of crazy.
Like, imagine being a psychopath who just wants to go around hurting people. Oh, it's my right to do this. And
Yeah,
then, like,
and let
what?
me be a psychopath. What's wrong with being a psychopath?
Well, yeah, there's a lot wrong with that, but I
Yeah,
won't get into
what
that.
specifically? What specifically?
Lack of empathy, just not fitting into society at all
Why
whatsoever.
do I need empathy? Why do I need empathy?
Might as well. We should lock you away forever if you actually are a psychopath. I believe you should be in a loony bin.
Mhm. Okay.
Make
Yeah,
asylum.
put
Make
me in
it.
a loony bin. Make sure it's a 4-star
Yeah,
loony bin. Make sure I get fed 3 times a day. I'm more than open to do that.
I'm totally fine with taking away your rights. Make asylums great again.
Anyways, so what's interesting is what Protag just told me. That's what's interesting.
What about the drama? Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, bro. I'm gonna hear
Yeah.
all about it too.
Yeah. You can even ask Kevin himself. You should probably respond to it. But so Pop, I haven't seen you in a long time. What do you think about the prompt?
I believe rights, like the idea of rights, are a man-made thing. I don't think they're like. I think that the idea of rights are a man-made thing, and they don't really hold up. I'm trying to say this in the right way. It's 1 a.m. My bad, guys. But I think it's a man-made ideal that we have made up technically. These ideals that we have, that we deserve certain things. That's what I kind of believe, I guess.
Do
I
they
don't have a set
exist?
standard on it, but that's kind of, I guess, where I would go with it.
Do they exist? I mean, so like,
I said that they're a man-made ideal. I don't think that, like, in human nature, if rights exist, no, they don't. You don't have an obligation to anything. Like
yeah, I understand that. Like, because we look at like if you're an atheist, you could say, well, God is man-made, so therefore God isn't real. God doesn't exist because man made them up.
well, I mean, we don't
But
have
also,
rights in normal nature. That's not a thing. You're not owed anything. You're not given anything.
yeah, like man also made cars, and I'm pretty sure those exist. But I understand what you're saying. Like with the an idea, a right is an idea. So does any idea actually exist?
I said ideal, not idea.
Yeah.
Well, ideas do exist.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They exist
Ideal.
conceptually, right?
Ideas exist, but rights don't.
Well,
I said
rights specifically.
ideals, not ideas.
Well, just to be clear, rights don't exist for the given reason that it's very arbitrary. There's no foundation to them. That's why they don't exist even conceptually. But to say that things don't exist conceptually, that would also be wrong.
Right,
But I
because
think she said ideals. I think she said
Yes,
ideals,
I said
not ideas.
ideals. Yeah, I said ideals, not ideas. There's a significant difference.
That was my fault, by the
Yeah.
way. I misunderstood.
You're good. Yeah, ideals. Yeah, that's.
could you actually? I think it's important for the audience to understand, Poppity. If you could explain the difference between an idea and an ideal.
So ideal is like, kind of in my definition, is something that is hoped for. It's something that you kind of wish for. Ideas is kind of, it's just, oh my gosh, I've never had
It's the same fucking thing, yeah.
No, it's not the same
No,
thing.
ideals is what you want for yourself. Like it would be or something that would be like good for you, right? Like it would be ideal that I would not be overweight and I would be 145, versus an idea which is something that I think of or that I have thought of.
So when you say like a right is an ideal, that actually isn't true. Ideal is not it's not that kind of word. A right is an idea.
No, it's not an idea because it's being put in a.
It would be ideal to have rights.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Rights are not an ideal. Rights are an idea.
They are. Oh my gosh, it's grammar. They
it
are
is grammar.
ideal
Yeah,
to have.
Yeah,
Yes,
they
are
it's just
ideal
grammar.
to have, but they are not.
You know, I understand. Like you didn't.
Okay, yeah, but let her finish. Hang on, you need to let her finish speaking. Holy shit!
No, I'm just trying to school her on grammar and everything.
Why are you? Why does
schooling her on grammar?
my grammar
She
was
understands
perfectly
difference.
fine?
Because she keeps saying, I said ideal.
Yeah, I said ideal, not idea. I said
Yeah,
that
that's not the right
rights are
word.
ideal to our society.
You said they're an ideal, which is not
No, I
a
didn't.
proper
I
word.
did
Let
not
me
say
answer the
that.
prompt then.
It's an ideal, not an idea. It's like, that's stupid, dude.
Are you there,
They
Protect?
are ideal.
Was I summoned?
I was just going to say, can I answer the prompt now?
Yes, you can.
All right. I would say, since I believe in a supreme creator, a God, I believe in what it says in the Declaration of Independence. We are endowed with these inalienable rights given to us by our Creator, and that they can be violated, but they can never be taken away because they are objective. Yes, some people may say that some people may say rights don't exist without an enforcement arm, but yeah, they can abuse your rights by abusing you, but that doesn't mean you don't have rights. That's
Wait,
what
but
I think.
you haven't described how rights exist. You just said that they exist because someone said they exist. That's the same way that like I would perceive something to be circular in the same way that someone says, "Well, I believe it's the right of a woman to get an abortion because I believe it's the right of a woman because that's what the law says." That doesn't tell me how this is the case. Also, I would also negate this idea that God gave us rights. God did not give us rights,
Well, then you disagree with the founding fathers, sir.
obligations, and protections, which are completely different than rights.
Well, then you disagree with the founding fathers, sir.
Do you agree that 2 plus 2
I
equals
do. I
4?
do. Greatly disagree with the founding fathers, primarily because they weren't actual Christians. I don't believe them to be actual Christians. And a lot of them practice a lot of things that I would say go against the Bible.
Well, my
Um,
point is,
and
is that
thirdly, I mean, yeah, that would be another plea
give
to
me
authority,
give
by the
me a
way.
chance to reply, bro. Is that if you believe that morals are objective because you believe in a God, then that would mean that rights are also objective.
No, it wasn't. No, it does not.
Yes, it
Please,
would.
please
Yes, it would.
argue the disconnector there. Just because morals are objective because there is a God, morals are ethics. What are ethics? Ethics is what is right or what is wrong. That guarantees us protections. It doesn't guarantee us rights because we understand that even under certain conditionals, even within the Bible, it allows us to take a life. So
But
I'm
you
not sure
just said
what you're
it.
talking about.
You just said what
Oh,
is
that's in
right. You just said
self-defense.
what is right and what is wrong. So you acknowledge that right exists,
I'm
right?
not sure what you're talking about, Cinder. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You just acknowledge that
Can you
right
repeat
is
what I said that you're
exists.
contending with?
There is a right and there's a wrong,
Rights
right?
don't exist. No.
There is a right and a
What's
wrong. Is that
right and what
correct?
is wrong doesn't describe rights. Hang on, but what's right and what is wrong
Wait,
doesn't
what's
describe
right and what's
rights. Like
wrong
it's not a right for
doesn't
me.
describe rights. What's right and doesn't
No,
that
they are
say that again?
interconnected, but it's not a descriptor for it.
Say it again. Say it again out loud so that we can all hear it. What's
It
right
is
and wrong
it is
doesn't describe what
interconnected,
rights
but
are.
it doesn't describe. I need you to listen to the words that are coming out of my fucking mouth. Holy shit! You asked me a question because you're highly confused. You're gonna stay highly confused if you keep interrupting me. Okay.
Go.
So first of all, they're interconnected, but they're not dependent on each other. Yeah, because again, the idea of rights is that I would be protected in some way. Right? So in some way, there are certain criterion that I meet in order for things not to happen to me. That is the basis of what rights are that people prescribe it to be. The problem that I have is that that basis doesn't have even not an ounce of foundation. Whatever amount of arguments that you want to go for it, it doesn't have any ounce of foundation. However, if you were to say, well, then we have protections, I would agree with you because even under certain modalities or even under certain ideologies, that is the case. You have certain protections when it comes to Christianity. You have certain protections when it comes to, Islam, different religions, different cultures. It's going to have different
Yeah.
protections. So that is understood, right? But to say that we have rights, that is where I disagree with.
Well, okay, that's awesome that we've gotten that far because you agree that we have protections. What are those protections based on?
Yeah, it's gonna be meeting certain thresholds of what out be done or what not out be done to my body or to anybody else's body or person.
I believe that those protections are based upon our
Okay.
rights, which
Okay, I'm not
exist.
okay. Yeah, but the argument is whether or not rights exist. So you have to give the
But you
argument
already
as to how rights
acknowledge that
exist.
protections
Yo,
exist.
yo, yo, yo.
So,
Yeah,
and
that's
those
Me acknowledging
protections
that
are based
protections
upon the
exist does
rights.
not provide the argument for why rights exist. What are you talking
okay.
Stop
Protections.
about?
Can I?
interrupting, guys. I don't know if you guys know them. Let Stitch and Cindy talk. Stop
Have a
unmuting.
good
I
night.
have to go to work. So I was just trying to get my thoughts out.
No, Cinderella's leaving anyways.
Right, perfect.
I
Yeah.
didn't know who was talking. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Just to make it like really clear, I do believe that we have rights. Again, rights are just going to be moral entitlements. The reason I believe that we have certain moral entitlements is because of what seemingly aligns with our intuitions the most. Whenever I ask you, why should I not punch you in the face, you would seemingly want to say, well, two reasons. Number one, it would be wrong to do so. And number two, you shouldn't punch me in the face because I deserve to not be punched in the face. I have some sort of entitlement to not be punched.
Well, no, that creates a problem because you're already just pre-stipulating that it would be wrong to punch someone in the face. What makes it wrong to punch someone in the face?
It's going to be going like down my like. If you want to hear my ethical framework, we can have that dialogue later.
Yeah, sure, but
But
wouldn't you agree that different people are going to have different ethical frameworks?
that doesn't make one true and one false.
I didn't hear what you said.
Sorry, yeah, I would. I mean, I would just say that my ethical framework is preferable, and then I would like provide some argument for that. But
Okay,
all of that's completely
okay, again,
irrelevant.
you're still not
All,
answering my question.
all
Wouldn't you
if
agree
you
that
would
different
finish,
people? I wish people would just like answer the question that is
well, you
asked of
didn't
them,
allow me to
right?
finish.
So,
If you'd allow me to
finish
finish, I'd be
what? You're
happy to
not
do
answering
so.
my question.
My
What are you going to
statement.
finish?
My statement. And
You're
I'm
not
muted.
answering my
That's
question,
crazy.
sir.
I was attempting.
Wait, don't mute anybody.
Attempting to.
I
There's
don't
a
know who's
huge
muting.
delay
I'm not
though.
muting.
Yeah.
I'm not
So
even mod,
again,
actually. I don't know why I'm
your
talking.
question specifically was, well, you know, different people are going to find different things right and wrong. That is going to be the case, sure. That doesn't mean that
Oh,
this.
okay. So then, how
That
does
doesn't
that
mean that it's
provide a
relative.
So then, how does that provide a foundation for rights? If it's going to be
It
context dependent upon the person.
it doesn't. That's irrelevant.
Wait, yes, it does by your acknowledgement. If you say that different people are going to have different acknowledgments on different ethical backgrounds, then that would mean one of your criterion, right, was the ethical background of the person. So if that is the case, right, that every different person is going to have a different ethical background, then it would just be the case that it would be context dependent upon the person. That means person A can view something to be bad. They could say that person A can person C can say, well, B is good, right? And this would be a complete contradiction. But under your worldview, these would both be rights because it would be context dependent upon their ethical backgrounds and their intuitions.
So none of that addresses what I said, though. It's all completely irrelevant.
It literally does address what you said.
If you would allow me to finish, that'd be lovely. The reason it doesn't address what I said,
It literally does address. I don't know why
the
people do this,
reason,
where you just
if you
like
allow me
don't.
to
You're
finish,
not
if you would
actually
allow me to
following the
finish,
conversation.
Let him
if you would
talk,
allow me to
Stitch, instead
finish,
of interrupting, bro. Just let him talk.
finish it. The reason that that conversation was completely irrelevant is because I said there were two things about that statement, right? The first one was, yeah, it's probably wrong, right? And the second one is it seems to be the case that we have
Probably
some.
wrong. What does that even mean?
Holy fuck! That
What do you
can
mean
I
by
fin-
probably wrong? And
can
by
I
what
finish my
ethical framework are you talking about?
statement? Can I finish my statement, please? Can I
You're
do?
not following the conversation.
I agree that you're
Address
not
this.
because you're over. I
You're
agree that
not
you're
following the
not because
conversation. You
I
specifically,
agree.
you.
I agree that you're not following the conversation because I can't finish a sentence. When you allow
Bro,
me to
instead
do
of
so, I'm
complaining
sure
about
that it
not
might be more
finishing the
productive.
sentence, how about you address what's being asked of you and what's being said?
I would be able to if I wasn't interrupted.
Okay,
I have
yeah,
a
we
laughing
already went
courtesy
through
to do
all of this
so.
that you're going to cry about. The
No,
reason why
you
we got to
haven't.
this because we're addressing the ethical frameworks, and now you're complaining about being
The
interrupted, but
ethical
you're not
framework is
following the
irrelevant.
conversation.
The ethical framework
Why
is
is it
irrelevant.
it's dependent upon your stance on what rights are. What are you talking about?
No, it's not. I said that there were two things, right, about you being hit in the face. The first one is that it is wrong, or it is probably wrong. The second one is it seems to violate some sort of entitlement you have to not be assaulted.
Okay, what is
The
this
second
entitlement
part,
based upon? What is this
huh?
entitlement based upon?
Morally relevant properties.
Yeah, based on what? What are the moral relevant properties?
For sure. I would say an example of a morally relevant property would be a mind.
Yeah, okay.
Great. So you have
Yeah,
a mind, you have rights.
what's the value of the mind in this situation?
For sure, I would say a mind is valuable because it's the sort of thing that allows you to experience pain, pleasure, etc. And these are the
Do you
sorts of
think
things that directly lead you to being harmed
okay.
or pleasured.
Okay, yeah, but wait, but this is so confused, right? Because again, you're contexting it to pain, whether or not the person feels pain, and again, it's addressing exactly what I addressed earlier, right? But in other words, it's still the context dependent upon the person. Because if this person doesn't register pain the same way as other people, right, or
Pain
they
isn't
don't
the
view
same
pain
thing as
as
suffering,
being
that's
always
confused.
wrong, right? So it wouldn't always be
Pain
a
isn't
rights
the same thing as
violation. Hang on,
suffering,
okay.
that's confused.
You want to talk about we're talking, but here you are, right?
Because you're
It's
saying
like fucking
something that doesn't
amazing.
matter and is confused.
Fucking amazing. The crybabies are always the ones to do it too. I'm
I
not sure
haven't
why.
cried at once.
Why do you guys do that? You cry about being interrupted and then you do it right back when you're being told the exact same thing you were being told 5 minutes ago.
Because you're not understanding the argument, I'm trying to simplify
I'm
to save the
understanding the
breath.
argument quite clearly,
Do
sir.
you think pain is equivalent to suffering?
This is very embarrassing for you. I just
Does
hope
that
you know
answer
that.
the question?
Very embarrassing. Question on what? I'm trying to
Yeah,
address
I
what you
asked you a
said.
question. Did you
I'm
hear
trying
me?
to address with what you said, sir, because you said it was
Yeah,
dependent upon the mind, so it would be subjective, right?
whenever I say dependent upon the mind, when did I say that? I said that this was a generative property of having a mind.
Yeah. So it would depend on the mind, correct?
It's not going to be mind dependent. It is generative
Why
from the
wouldn't it
mind.
be mind dependent? You're mentioning pain. Are you going to say right
Pain
now
and
that
suffering
everybody
aren't the same
experiences?
thing.
Are you going to say right now that everybody experiences pain the same way?
Everybody with a mind is capable of experiencing suffering.
That's
Suffering and
not what
pain
I
aren't the
asked
same
you.
thing.
You now you're bringing up suffering. Okay, so we're
I said
addressing the
pain,
pain part. See,
suffering,
this is the
pleasure.
problem: is that you're trying to gish gallop. Okay, so we are
Or
addressing
the
the pain
Gestalt.
now, right? Do you agree that everybody feels pain? Correct.
No, not everybody feels pain. There are people with CPAP.
Right. Okay. Would you agree? Would you agree that even those who feel pain experience pain differently? Correct.
That's fine.
Okay, so if some women, for example, let's just say, right, in this possible world, right, that there's some women don't think that being raped is painful, right? Would this be a rights violation?
Would it still be a rights violation? Yeah.
Yeah, under one context is it a rights violation?
Yeah, it seems to be the case, right? That they have a mind, this sort of thing that we value, right? I'm trying to answer you if you'd allow me to do so. It seems to be the case that they have this thing called a
Oh Lord
mind,
Jesus.
in which we find
Okay.
valuable. Since we find this thing valuable, we grant them certain entitlements. Those
What makes the brain
entitlements could
valuable? Now you're bringing value into it.
not the brain, and I
The
already brought
mind.
value
What?
into it.
Why do you think the mind to be valuable? That's my mistake. I did
For
misspeak there.
sure, for sure, because it's the generative thing that allows us to experience morally relevant harm, things such as suffering,
Morally
pain,
relevant. What do you
etc.
mean by morally relevant harm?
Huh? Yeah, I think there's examples of things that we might find typically harmful
Because
that are
that's
going to
what
be
we're
morally
talking.
relevant.
Morally relevant. What do you mean by morally relevant? What is the threshold for this?
The best way I can give you is with an example. If we have somebody, right, who is completely dead, right, and we, walk over to them and we chop their leg off, right, we would technically be causing the body itself harm, but I wouldn't say that you're harming them in a meaningful sense. So I wouldn't deem that harm to be morally relevant.
Okay. You're sure not telling me what you mean by morally relevant sense.
I was. Do you
Yeah.
not
You're not telling me what
understand?
this means.
Do you not understand context or examples?
I'm asking you for the direct. description of what this means to understand the words that you are using for your argument.
Do you not understand the example?
I'm asking you for the
Do you understand how
descriptiveness of this word. I don't mind you using examples, but you didn't describe what this means.
I did. I gave a
So
very
is it based
example.
on your intuition, sir? Holy shit.
Is it based on my intuitions? What do you mean by that?
Is it based on your intuition?
My intuitions align with it, but I can justify it extrinsically.
so it's based on your intuitions. Would that be the threshold?
That's not what I said. I
Holy
said that
shit!
it aligns with my intuitions.
I'm not saying that that's what you said, sir. This is a question. This is why answering the questions is important, right?
I tried to.
Now I'm having to ask you more in-depth questions to understand your worldview. Now you're taking it to be the case that I'm making a positive assertion that this is what you said. That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking you a question. Is it based on your intuitions? Is this the threshold that you are using for your argumentation?
Again, this is not based on my
Holy
intuitions.
shit.
It aligns with my intuitions, but I can justify
Then
it
what is the
extrinsically.
threshold, sir? What is the threshold that is being used? The methodology that's being used in this situation for the threshold?
For sure. Would you like me to provide the argument?
That's what I'm asking for, the particular threshold measurement. What are you using? I don't know why you need to provide an argument for that. Just give me the threshold. Holy shit. We're talking about your argument right now.
Where did I ever say a threshold?
Talk about not fucking engaging, bro.
Where did I ever say the word threshold?
I'm asking you for the threshold. I'm not saying that this is what you said. There's obviously a fucking threshold. I'm asking you what the threshold is.
Threshold for what?
Stop fucking running away like a father does from child support. Just answer the fuck. Just engage. Holy shit.
Threshold for what?
For the moral relevant harm that you're talking about. You're saying it's morally relevant harm. Okay? So obviously there's going to be a threshold to dictate what's morally relevant and what isn't morally relevant. So I'm asking you, what is the threshold?
Morally relevant
Bro,
harm.
holy shit, Protect. Like, I'm gonna ask this one more time, Protect, if you just not fucking engage. I'm disengaging.
If you shut the fuck up.
This is fucking embarrassing for you.
I don't think it is, but
I'm not even a top tier debater and you're being fucking dog walked. I don't know what's so hard about answering a simple goddamn question.
Alright, just answer his. Just try to answer his question if you can.
Perfect, lovely. Yeah, so the reason I'm asking a clarifying question about what you meant by threshold is because I never talked about a threshold. But if you're asking
Bro,
what makes
answer
something,
the fucking question. Holy shit.
If you'd allow me to finish them, fuck, that'd be lovely.
I want you to answer my question.
If you would allow me to finish
What is my
them,
question?
that would be lovely. Yeah,
What is my question?
What is the threshold for morally relevant harm?
Yeah, I'll let you know. To be totally honest, it is kind of hard to hear you. It is a lot of background.
Yeah, he needs to go deal with that background noise because he's not clearly not fucking hearing me. For how many times I have to fucking repeat myself?
Perfectly fine, dumb fuck.
Like, you clearly have a threshold when you're designating something to be morally relevant or morally not relevant. Like, anybody with a fucking brain understands this.
Hi, Raina.
Well, last thing I guess I could ask you, Stitch, is do you believe in moral realism?
Moral realism? Well, moral realism is just the idea that it's so, like, morals are so objective, right? So I would say yes, I do. He left. He fucking ran. Of course he did. Fucking
Okay,
weirdo.
well, listen to this statement I found. Listen to this statement I found, and I would like to hear your comment about it. It says, arguments for objective truth, proponents of moral realism argue that human rights are objectively true because they are grounded in a rationally identifiable moral order that applies to all human beings universally, independent of social or historical conditions. The view holds that moral beliefs can be objectively validated as fundamentally true, often citing concepts like inherent human dignity, rational agency, and the equal moral worth of each individual as evidence of pre-social universal truths.
Yeah, so there's no further explanation as to how it would be evident that this would be the case. And again, the idea that just because you hold to moral relativism, that means that rights would be objective is just non-cynical. You have to provide the argument. I can hold to moral relativism and not believe that rights are objective because there's no foundation for them, as I've described earlier. But again, the idea that it's just self-evident because it's self-evident, which is what basically that passage said, is quite evidently not an argument for why they're self-evident. The basis for moral realism is just the idea that there's ethical principles that would be objectively true. It's not the fact that rights are objectively true, but ethical principles are objectively true, meaning that there's a true right or wrong answer objectively. And it just doesn't seem to follow that that would include rights. I don't believe rights are objective. I don't believe rights exist. I don't believe rights exist even conceptually, because again, as I've stated earlier, there's no foundation for them.
Well, you may be getting other rights mixed up with our human rights. Like it says, even, I know Wikipedia is not the most accurate either, but I'm just telling you what even they say. They say these rights are considered inherent and inalienable, meaning they belong to every individual simply by virtue of being human, regardless of characteristics like nationality, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, disability, caste, or socioeconomic status. This encompasses a broad range of civil, political, economic, social, and cultural rights, such as the right to life, freedom of speech, protection against enslavement, and right to education. So I'm telling you, there's more stuff that explains that these human rights are inherent and inalienable. So that
Yeah,
would mean
well,
that
they
they
doesn't
are
create a foundation. That's kind of the problem. Like this idea that you have a right to education. No, you fucking don't.
Now it
Right?
is. I understand that that's one of the things they said. But when we talk about the right to
You have to
life,
pursue
I
it. You
would
have to
think
pay for
that.
it. You have to pursue it. You have to
Hold on,
pay for it.
Stitch.
You have to
Give
go
some
do it
other,
yourself.
give
This
some other
isn't
people
something
a chance to talk.
unalienable that is given to you.
Give some other people a chance to
You
talk,
just
brother.
got your chance to talk. I'm responding to what you just read. What are you talking
Bro,
about?
I was
But go
just
ahead.
talking when you interrupted me. Okay, so hold on. The inalienable rights, like the right to life, that's different than the freedom of speech and all those other things that we're saying. A right to life, again, it is inalienable in just for us being humans in our existence. Yes, they can be violated. Someone can violate your right to life all day, but it still don't mean they took it away.
Yeah. Like I said before, and I'll say it again. I don't take it to be unalienable. I don't think that it's a violation if someone was to come into my property and potentially do me harm, and I take their life. That's not a violation there. And so if these things are conditional, right, then they're not rights. Okay,
Well,
it
I
doesn't make
understand.
any sense how things can be conditional, and then you can in the same breath argue that they are in fact rights and they do in fact exist.
Sir, that's what I'm telling you. They're not conditional. They can be violated, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. Well, how's that conditional?
Wait, so what's the violation when someone comes onto my property and is going to potentially do me harm and I take their life? What's the violation there?
No, I'm talking about when they unalive you. That's the violation to your right to life.
Yeah, but you're also saying that it would be a violation if I take their life. Are you not?
No, not in self defense, because God
Okay,
told us
okay.
we have the
Then
right
it's
to self
stipulated.
defense.
Then how is it a right if it's stipulated? That doesn't make any sense. That's called a privilege.
Bro,
It's called a privilege.
it's because they infringed on your right to life, so you have the right to defend yourself. See, the thing that gets me the most, Stitch, is that, you claim to believe in God. So I would think that most people that claim to believe in God would agree that human rights are given to us by God, and they're
And he
inalienable.
gives us protections, not rights.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got to say about it, because I'm not going to keep going round and round with you about it. But I just can't understand being a God believing person and you would not believe that human rights are inalienable.
Yeah, because that certain idea has led the Western societies to reach a point where we are today, where everybody thinks that they have a right to everything. You don't have a right.
No, that's
You
just you
are
conflating.
stipulated within a
That's just
society.
you
Even
conflating.
your behaviors are society are constructed within a society. You have to behave a certain way, you have to
No,
act a certain way
that's
to
just you
have a
ad
conditioned
hocing. You're just
society.
ad
This
hocing
idea,
stuff.
hang on, you got your chance to speak, let me respond. The idea, right? That these are somehow right because you just happen to be human doesn't make any sense to me. We know us both, being that we've read the Bible, we know that they're stipulated, right? There's stipulations to these things. There's stipulations to my life. There's stipulations to my freedom. There's stipulations to my speech. I can't say certain things. Okay, even within the Bible, I can't talk about against God. That would be one of the biggest sins, right? That would be damnation at that point, right? I can't talk against my brother. I can't talk. There's so many things that I can't do. Okay, so the fact is that you can't argue that these are rights. What I don't understand as a Christian is why all these churches all of a sudden want to start making arguments talking about, oh, we have inherent rights and freedoms and this and that and the third. No, the fuck, we do not. Right? That's what's led us down this path where we have churches turning away from God. We have Catholics now turning away from God. They're doing things that are not godly because this idea that we have inherent rights. I'm sorry, but we don't. Okay?
Well,
So, and
this
none of that provides an
okay,
argument
bro.
for why
Give me
rights
a chance
exist
to
in the
talk
Okay,
now.
first
Stitch,
He's
place.
Stitch, hold on,
monologuing.
guys. I'm gonna mediate
He's
right here. Stitch, you
monologuing.
gotta let Thaddeus respond.
Yeah, he's just
What
monologuing, going on
he
the
he
guy's
just he
side.
just had 5 minutes to
Hold
talk
on,
and
No, I
read the
Stitch.
didn't
whole
have
You
shit.
five.
hold
What are you
on, hold
talking
on,
Alright,
hold
simmer
on.
about?
down.
Both of you,
Hello, I'm
both
back.
of you, stop.
Golly.
Oh,
Both
alright.
of
Wait,
you.
I don't need you to police. Don't say stop when he just
He's
had
just
a
loves to
whole
hear himself
three
talk. That's
minutes to
Stitch,
all.
talk.
Oh,
Stitch, you're
hold
not
on.
being in
Hello,
good faith.
hello, hello, hello.
First of all, I don't care if you think I'm being good faith or not. It's not a conversation between me and you. He just had 3 minutes to fucking speak. I had
I
2 minutes,
did
and all of
not,
a sudden I'm
sir.
Stitch, you
monologuing.
need to
No, fuck
calm
You're
out of
down.
here.
You're
delusional,
not
Go ahead and
sir.
go
You're
on
engaging in good
mute.
faith.
Fuck
delusional.
out of
Hello,
here.
hello,
What are you
hello.
talking about?
Hey, Stitch.
Alright, wait, hold
Come
on.
on.
Whoever made the last point, go finish your point, and then the next person will go.
There's no point to be made. He has no argument. You have to provide
No,
the
you
argument
don't
for why
either.
these rights
You don't either,
exist.
Stitch. You have no argument either.
I have
You're
an
just up here
argument. I
saying
already
a bunch
gave
of
my
bullshit.
argument earlier. I
You
gave
don't
my
have nothing
argument
to back
earlier, and you
that.
didn't respond.
You don't have nothing to back what you're saying.
Yes, I do. It's
No,
called
you
logical
don't.
deduction.
That
Yes.
doesn't disprove what I'm saying.
Yes, it absolutely does.
Then show me the
Because your
empirical data.
argument was circular,
Show me
sir.
the empirical data that it's not
Yeah, yeah.
inalienable.
I didn't make an empirical claim. What the fuck are you talking
Exactly.
about?
That's what I'm saying. You're
You
not
don't
proving
have to
anything.
make, hang on, sir. You don't have to make an empirical claim for something to be true. What are you talking about?
Sir, I'm saying you're just asking me for my proof, or I'm asking you for your proof. Because right now, all
I
you're doing is
already
just giving
gave
me a
my
trust me,
argument.
bro.
I gave the logical deduction of my argument earlier, and you didn't respond to it. You said I
No,
don't have
that
anything to
doesn't
say,
mean that it's
and then the
right.
other guy started speaking. What are you talking about?
That's right. I couldn't hear because y'all were talking
What do
back
you
and
mean you
forth.
couldn't hear? You responded
There
to
was a
me.
bunch
You
of
said
yelling and
you
argument
said
going on.
specific. Hang on. Before the other guy came up here, it was only me and you, right? I gave my argument, and you
No,
said
that
I
wasn't
don't have
true.
anything to
I asked if
say.
I could give you my stance. I'm talking about talking to protect. Y'all were already talking. He was
No, you
already up here.
weren't. That guy wasn't up here yet. He came up here afterwards. What are you talk again? What are you talking about?
Okay, whatever. I'm just saying you're not proving anything different than what I'm saying. All you're doing is
Okay,
just going
okay,
round and
wonderful.
round and
I'm glad you
arguing.
think so. I'm glad you
Yeah.
think
Okay.
so.
All right. Yeah.
Like it's funny how everybody has a problem when he got his chance to fucking read off a fucking script. I'm not debating against him. I'm debating all the ones from the script he read off of.
I'm not reading off a script. I was reading off something I found online explaining about this.
Yeah.
If you
So
guys aren't gonna debate, then don't keep talking.
I don't
It's
get to
just
have a
adding it
few
bad.
sentences. I don't know why you're speaking. I don't get to have a few sentences to
Because you're acting
respond to all
unfruitfully.
of what you ma'am, I don't care. Shut up. Put
Yeah,
it.
no, you're not gonna tell me to shut
Wait,
up
wait,
when you're
Yeah,
simmer
I
acting
am going to tell
down.
unfruitfully
you
to
shut up.
everyone.
Wait,
Shut
wait, hold
up.
on.
I don't
Well,
care. Shut up.
Yeah,
alright,
you're
this is,
acting
wait,
unfruitful to
This
hold
is
everyone.
what
on.
Stitch
I
Get a grip,
don't
does to
buddy.
all
care.
the
Getting
pedals.
a
He
little bit
crashes
heated,
out on
guys.
people and he
Hello,
just
hello.
acts like an
Getting a
This
little
is
idiot.
not a
bit,
crash out.
Wait, it's getting.
You are,
It's not a
sir.
crash out. I guarantee you, it's not a crash out.
Take a
Well, it's
breath,
not. I hate to
kid.
see it
Good
real
Wait,
quick.
job.
hello. It's getting a little bit heated, but either way, I think I think there is some. I don't necessarily disagree with Stitch's view. I think like
No, Poppity,
God.
I am gonna be rude, Poppity, if she's rude to me. I am sure gonna be rude to
Yeah,
her.
no one's been
I don't
rude.
She's
give a
not
fuck.
being rude.
All right,
She's
I
not.
just
guys,
said
simmer
you guys
down.
are
It's
not
getting
I don't know
heated.
why
engaging.
she's up
Everybody
here
stop.
speaking. She needs to
Hello.
Stop.
shut up. That's what
It's
she
Protect
getting
is
needs to do.
heated.
speaking.
It's getting
Stitch.
heated. Let's just simmer down,
Okay,
guys. All right.
stop.
Project, either
Ghost is
make me a
talking.
mod, or
No,
unmod this
don't
bitch
make
before I
him a
get
mod,
off.
So
protect.
you're
You don't want to do
forcing
that.
people to
Hello.
If
Why is
you're
everybody
not
engage.
gonna
talking at the
make me
same
a mod,
time?
I'll
Wait,
leave.
hold on. Everybody's talking at the same
She keeps
time.
because the schizo keeps muting me. That's why. So
Yeah,
All right,
but
wait, guys. Wait. Stop muting. Hold on. Everybody's
either
talking at the
make
same
her
time.
either make me a mod or drop her a mod or remove her ability to
No.
mute me. Either
Wait.
way, I don't care.
Protect.
Let,
The
Protect. Can I
host
say
is
Wait, who?
something?
talking.
Wait,
We
hold
don't
on. I
talk
wait.
while the host
Wait.
is
Hold on.
talking.
Everybody's talking at the same time, guys. All right. All
Can I
right.
say
Calm
I'm
down.
something, Protect?
confused. I
Can I
haven't
say
seen
something to you?
Stitch be muted one time.
Yeah. And
I
the
just muted
I was
Stitch
just
because
muted 4
Protect is
times.
speaking.
I don't know who did it. All right. No muting. Okay. Okay. No muting
Project,
for
you
now.
were watching. You know damn well that I was muted. So I'm not sure what
Yeah.
this other bitch is talking about. I was muted
Protect.
4
Yeah.
times. Four
Wait,
Yeah. I don't.
times.
Say something to
excuse
you,
me,
Yeah. All
sir.
right,
Stitch?
guys. Hello. Hello.
Yes, I
Hello.
said this bitch. Yes, get mad about it.
All right.
Protect.
Don't,
Oh.
Protect.
guys. All
Hold
right.
on.
Hello.
I'm asking you a favor for my hearing, Protect. I'm not just singling out Stitch, but he's the only one doing it. If he keeps over talking people, my screen just starts glitching out. So can you, as the
Oh.
host, try to keep it for one person at a time?
Bro, I
Well, let's.
wasn't the only one over speaking. This
Hold on.
bitch is so fucking confused.
Wait, the conversation was supposed to be Thaddeus or Thadoose, I don't know, and Stitch. So like it was
Yeah.
specifically between these two, no interjections. I can even give it a timer for each of you guys to speak if you guys want to comment.
No, Project, here's my problem. All of this started when this schizo came up here to say that I was monologuing, when that dude's got the entire ability to read off a script on whatever he fucking found online and to add on to his own words. So I just find that to be hilarious. But at the end of the day, right, I'm not up here to offend anybody or to argue with anybody. I've been cordial up here. I've had 2, 3 conversations. The deuce is just another one that I just knocked out of the park. So I'm not sure
You did
why
not shit out of
everybody's
the
up here
park.
mad because of what I'm
You didn't
saying.
take
If you're
nothing
mad
out
at
of the
what I'm
park.
saying, then provide an argument.
All you did is puff up
Well,
your ego. That's all you
well,
did.
I don't
No,
disagree
I
with what
didn't.
Stitch is saying though. I don't disagree.
I
Yeah.
did knock you out of the
Because
park, and I know Project doesn't agree
Protect.
with everything that I've said, but I for
Protect.
damn
Can I
sure did provide an argument. For damn sure you didn't.
protect? Can I speak to you specifically, sir? Because it's your live.
Sure.
The point that I have contentions with, and I don't care who calls me what name, is that no one is up here cussing and insulting people and calling them derogatory terms. Anyone that has resort to that kind of language, you don't win any kind of argument or a conversation with anyone. All you're doing is just showing how bad faith you are and how bad you
Lord
act. You're gonna
Jesus.
sit here and cuss
Keep
people and,
fucking
and say
crying. Keep fucking
You're
crying.
derogatory
interrupting.
Yeah,
terms to
stop
people.
Listen.
interrupting.
Wait,
You
wait,
don't
I
hold
haven't
on,
Keep
hold
insulted
on.
crying.
All right,
anyone.
all right. I'll just give him a
Keep
one.
crying.
I just give him like 1 minute to respond. Don't mute anybody. I give him just 1 minute. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah.
don't know why the schizo's still muting. That's kind of crazy, though.
See, protect. See how he's calling people
Alright.
names and insulting people.
Bro, cry about it. Go get a
All right,
fucking
come on.
tissue or
No,
something.
Don't use
that's
up
not
your
Get a
right.
1 minute.
helmet.
Don't use up your 1 minute,
No,
please.
I don't have nothing to say except that I think we need to take the disingenuous, insulting person off the panel because he does
Bro,
this in
holy shit.
all the lives that he goes on. He just
I
Because you
starts
mean,
lose every
okay.
debate
To
that
be
we
raging out on
have.
people.
Because
okay.
you
To be
lose every debate
He
that we
just
have. You
starts
fucking
raging out
lose.
on
That's part of the
people and
problem.
just
okay.
insulting
To be
people.
fair, look, I think it needs to tone it down a notch. I don't want to like tone police every 5 seconds. I think we just tone it down a notch. No personal insults. At the same
We
time,
can
I
do
don't.
that. We can do
Yeah,
that, but the crybaby needs to get a fucking tissue and a fucking bib. That's what needs to
yeah.
happen.
I mean,
Sir,
Because
no
I
you're
one's
mean,
mad
getting
that
yeah,
you're
mad
mad
at
that
you.
you
people.
lost
It's
the
you.
debate. That's the real problem.
You're the
I'm
Every
real
trying
time
to
we
guy.
say
debate
egotistical,
the
sir.
dudes, every time we debate, you fucking cry like this. It's
I
fucking
have not
insane to me.
debated you one time, sir.
We've debated on Israel. What are you
No,
talking about? When you
no,
got me
sir. I
kicked
have
off the
not debated
panel,
you
you
one
got me
time.
kicked off the panel. That's what you
I
did.
haven't
It
debated
was
you one
Abby's
time, sir.
live.
What?
I
What are you
haven't
talking
debated you one
about?
time. You're talking about a bunch of nonsense now.
Yeah, of course I am. Every single
Yeah.
day I am. Of
course.
Yeah, of course, because all you can resort to is
We
insults
debated.
and
Don't forget, we
cussing at
debated
people.
on Israel. You
I
lost.
never debated you about no
You
Israel,
you
sir.
and Luna got me kicked off
You
the panel
cannot
because
show
you
me
started
any
crying
proof.
like this. That's what you
You
started
can't show
doing. You
any
started
proof,
crying like a
sir.
baby. Go
You
get a
can't show
bib
any
and go
proof.
get a
You guys,
tissue. That's what
You
you
stop.
can't
need to
show any
do.
You
proof, sir.
guys,
You can't
stop.
show any proof. So all you're doing is making
Hey,
false
hold on.
claims.
I will mute you too. Stop. If Stitch can stop when I ask him to, then I know for sure that you can. This is not about getting the last word in. If you guys would like to restart, then that's fine. Please do. But I don't want you guys bickering. Both of you, I consider both of you guys like kind of friends, okay? To me. So don't be arguing. Can we just please try to move forward?
I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry, I'm back. But yeah, let's keep it civil, please, because we're kind
Because
of.
honestly, I didn't hear a single thing that either one of you were just saying. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what either one of you were just saying.
Yeah, I see we kind of fight for the same cause, even though it's not really the prompt. But I think we're kind of on the same side. So I don't like the harsh back and forth. But I don't think I'm not gonna like I said I'm not a fan of personal insults, but I'm not gonna tone police either. I allow profanity on the panel, but I think the personal things you need to cut that down.
Protect. I'm gonna head out. I've only seen you twice, by the way, but every time Stitch has been
Here's my
crashing out,
problem, right? Because
and
it's
I
like,
first
here's
came.
the thing.
Stitch,
You
stop
can all
fucking
pretend.
interrupting, please.
Wait, hold on. I'll let her
Please
talk.
stop
Protect. Here's
interrupting.
the thing.
Wait, I'll let
This is a problem.
Strawman talk, then Stitch can respond.
Yeah.
Bro,
So,
I was
yeah,
talking
Stitch,
Not
first,
interrupt for
Schizo. What are you
5
talking about?
seconds?
Stitch.
Wait, I don't know who was talking.
I
I
was
was
talking
talking. I said
first.
protect. I need no. Oh my gosh! Everyone on the panel can say once. So
Bro,
protect. Right. This is my second time saying
I
you.
literally was talking
Every time.
Schizo. But go
Okay,
ahead.
Stitch, you really need to like get a grip and be an adult. Like it's a problem. So
Yeah,
every
you
time I've
need to
come
be an
up here,
adult. I literally was
again,
speaking.
you
I don't know if it was a
cannot
lag
stop
or something, but I literally
Hold
said,
interrupting.
hey,
on.
Protect. What the
You
fuck are you talking
cannot
about?
stop interrupting.
Just drop him.
Yeah,
Wait,
literally.
hold
Bro,
Well,
go
on.
to the
no,
So
fucking
we're
mental
not
health
just
protect.
gonna
clinic, bitch.
drop
That's what the fuck you
him
need to do.
because
Fucking
Stitch
schizo.
has been up here even longer than I have. So, and if Protect invited him up here and Protect wants him up here, he will be up here. Okay?
Yeah, I'm
There's no
gonna.
reason why we can't resolve this as adults. Now, Stitch, Protect has asked Strawman to speak. I
I
understand that you're
didn't hear
upset.
that because there was a lag. That's what I was trying to say. But but again, Strawman wants to sit here and be a fucking schizo. Go fix
See,
your mental health
again.
disorder,
Insults
bitch.
again. He
That you
said he
were
wouldn't
born
do it, but
with.
he's
Go fix
insulting.
that mental health disorder. You
Oh, okay.
disgusting
So
bitch. That's what you
protect.
need to
Yeah,
do.
protect real quick. Stitch is referring to me having cancer when I was a baby that I told him about, and guess what made me go deaf. So
I
by the
never knew
way,
that, actually. You never told me
you
that,
actually
so.
told you that last time. So guess what I was gonna refer to
When?
protect.
Name the
This
time and
is my
place because
second
that's
time
not what you
up here.
said.
Yeah, can someone please get him under control? This is my second time
if
up
there's a
here.
delay,
If you don't like it being done to you, don't do it to me,
Yeah,
bitch.
Stitch, you need to
all
calm
right, simmer
down.
down, guys. Hello, come on,
I'm trying to talk to the host, right?
simmer
And
down.
so this is my second time coming up here. Every time Stitch have been crashing out. The first time I come up here, him and Thadoose were both talking. Thadoose was gonna mow the thing. I agree with Stitch's stance. I disagree with Thadoose's stance 100%. All I asked Stitch though is, can you please not interrupt? My subtitle's going crazy, and he said, "You
That's not what
Stitch
you
a bitch."
asked.
That's
That's not what
literally,
you
I have it clipped, Stitch. I already
fucking
sent it to
bitch. That's not what
someone.
you asked.
So you need to please stop interrupting.
No,
Like,
actually.
great.
You need to talk,
Good. So
right? Who the
it's
fuck
already
are
been Stitch. You
Who's
you,
have a
muting
bitch?
him?
problem,
Who is
buddy.
muting Stitch? Hold on. Who's muting Stitch?
Whoever it is needs a
Sit up here.
damn
You wanna
award
fucking lie. That's
because
not what
he
was
needs
said.
ambulance
No, hold
circle.
You
on.
wanna
Who
fucking
is
lie when
muting
you
him?
came. When I first came up here, I was talking. Nobody else was talking. And then you interrupted to fucking say that I was monologuing. So I don't know what the fuck you're lying for.
No, so when the first thing I said is to stop interrupting, and then when you continue, you can
That's
say,
not what
"Oh,
the
I
fuck you
was
said.
talking." You can say, "Oh, I was
Bro, this is
talking," and I
fucking
said
bullshit.
it's turning
Oh
into a
my god, bro.
monologue, right? And so I'm
You
sorry you
said
have
that I
anger
was
management,
interrupting when I was the only
but
one
that needs to
speaking.
be worked out in
Thadoose was on
therapy, not
mute.
on a panel. That needs to be worked out with a
Thadoose was
cup of
on
coffee
mute.
and act therapy. Alright?
Thadoose was on mute. You stupid
Wait,
schizo bitch. He
hold
was
on,
on
See,
mute and
hold
I
again,
on,
was
Stitch, hold
talking.
on. I don't want the live to get taken down, but okay, Straw, I totally understand your concerns, and this is, I mean, you say this is your second time up here. There's 3 mods in here right now, okay? And I'm sorry that if the conversation is not going, if it's going too fast for you um for your subtitles, but honestly, that is not, and I don't mean to be rude. I don't want this to come off rude, but that is not our problem. You're going to go into so many
for
lives where
for
it's going
sure.
to be crazy and you're not going to be able to read the subtitles properly. And I'm sorry that you have to deal with that.
Oh, no,
But
that's not my problem with it, Rant.
hold on. You are not a moderator here and you have no business coming
Hey,
up here and trying to demand on how Protect's panel is going to be ran. And I don't like that there are people who have been muting Stitch when Protect, the host, has asked you guys not to. Okay.
Well, I haven't been muting Stitch, but the thing
Wait,
is, I would have no problem if
well,
when I
Well, you
said
can't
it's
mute
too
Stitch
fast
because
and
you're not a
Stitch,
mod.
yeah, so I would have no problem if Stitch said, "Oh no, this is just how I talk." Right? I would say, "Okay, that's fair," but instead, no, you schizo bitch, right? That's just anger management control, and
Because you
that needs
came
to be
up
figured.
here and you
Again, you're
interrupted a
interrupting
conversation.
Stitch.
What's
You
not
need
fucking
to
sticking in
figure
your
out
tiny little brain
management.
that you
Like
came
you,
up
you,
here?
your brain can't hold a thought
Okay,
in for more than two
You
seconds. That's
came
why you
up
have to
here
blurt it
to
Straw.
out.
interrupt a
You
conversation
can't
to
even
say that I
hold a
was
thought in for
monologuing.
2 seconds.
wait, hold on,
You
hold on.
just blurt it out.
I think it should be a comment. Look, I don't agree necessarily with everything that was said here, but I didn't know that was what was occurring on your side. So I apologize. I don't think necessarily agree necessarily for everything Reina just said there, but try to keep this a civil place.
Yeah, but perfect. Here's my problem.
Yeah,
This girl came up here, right? This girl came up here, interrupted my conversation when the deuce was on mute to see that I was monologuing, that I shouldn't be talking that long. That's what she said directly when she came up here. It wasn't about me interrupting. It wasn't about me over talking. She came up here and said that I was monologuing. Okay, not once that I monologue. In fact, I was 2 sentences in to address the whatever paragraph that he was reading off of fucking whatchamacallit, right?
right.
And he was adding into his own words as well. So I had a lot to respond
Mhm.
to. But the fact that that was even said, and the fact that she's trying to sit up here and play victim, like if I'm not acting like this because a direct result of what she came up here to do is part of my fucking problem. Okay, her and Poppity both came up here to address this hypothetical, right? This hypothetical that doesn't exist of me interrupting the deuce. When in reality, I was responding to a whole paragraph that he read off.
Fair
I
Okay,
enough.
will I
that's
will
my
Absolutely
agree.
problem.
fair
Protect, I
enough.
will agree because as soon as she got done making her statement, he said, Stitch said he literally just got done speaking. What are you talking about?
I don't know. There might be a delay, but either way, I think, like I said, if you want to continue this conversation, I think timers. If you guys want to do that, by all means. Um,
Listen, I have no problem with Thadoose. I have no issue with him. I do have an issue that every time I talk on this topic, he comes up here and says something to me as a Christian, like he always says. I do have a problem with that. Because again, I'm not sure about what Christian has anything to do with it. But it always gets bring up to me. Like if I'm not a Christian, like if I'm not speaking the word or whatever the case may be, right? But the problem that I have is that I did directly answer. We did have a good conversation
Hello, what happened?
hostile moments we had. But the problem is, it's always the women that I'm sorry to say this. I don't mean any offense to Reina or anybody else that I may like in this life that happens to be a woman. But it always seems to be the women that come up here to fucking complain and bitch about me, quote unquote, speaking a long time or over speaking other people when we all do it. Okay, we all fucking do it.
Fair enough. Um, well, I don't necessarily disagree with Stitch's stance. I would kind of be leaning towards his position on rights. But either way, I think it's very heated, guys. I think we should continue the conversation civilly, put timers so you can respond uninterrupted. I think this could be handled, without any problems. So if you want to do that, by all means, I'll put a countdown for you guys to speak. Um,
better if we
Apologize
did a
about it.
formal. It would be better if we did a formal and there's a designated moderator and there's someone that can mute for without the other person being able to unmute, whatever the case may be. Because it seems like I can't have this conversation with the deuce without it turning into this. This is our like second conversation, a third conversation on this. He wants to see that we've never debated. We debate many times on this issue, right? And on Israel, right? Specifically, what's it called? The Zionism. Okay, we've debated on all of these topics repeatedly, and it seems to be the case that it always turns into this for some unknown reason, and I don't understand why.
Sir, you're making false claims that you cannot prove in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I have not debated you one time on any topic. Not one time, sir. You're making false claims. I don't know where you're pulling this out of your ass from,
Sure,
because it's not true at all. You're just making false
sure.
claims. You have no
What happened
empirical
for
data to
today?
prove otherwise.
Well, let's say I'm wrong on all the other times. It started today. It happened today. So therefore, going forward, if we continue to have any conversation, it needs to be in a formal fashion. There needs to be a designated moderator. And again, there needs to be someone that says, "Oh yeah, he did say this," or "No, he didn't say that." Because it seems to be the case that every time I say something, doesn't happen to be. You said we've never debated before. I forgot. So let's just say it's true. We've never debated before. What happened today? And I'm more than happy to pay Project to send me the live, and I will post it because that's exactly what happened today. I gave you my argument. You had no response. I talked to the other guy. Then you started bitching and whining. So
Sir, I was only saying those things because the way you're acting. Sir, I would have no problem talking to you, Stitch. I will give you credit where credit is due, sir, is that you do have knowledge about things. You have read and studied about stuff. Yes, you do know how to formalize an argument in a debate. You know how to use your words better than I do. I agree with all that. But what I'm saying, sir, is it's the way you carry out your debates with people. It's like you've got this anger problem that you take it out on other people. And we can even see this on your own lives, the way you treat just normal pro-choicers just because they don't have a good argument.
I
So
will
my
never
point
have
is, now let me
respect.
finish.
I'm
Please
gonna
let me
stop you.
finish.
I'm gonna stop. No, I'm gonna
Please,
stop you right
please
there.
let
I
me
will
finish,
never
sir.
have respect for people that
Please
unalive
let,
their children.
please
So
let
if
me
that is
finish,
your
sir.
concern, then the
Sir,
conversation needs
just
to end here.
let me finish.
The conversation needs to end here. I don't have any respect for people
Sir,
that
see,
unalive their own
if you're
babies.
not having self control, if you can't have some self
If you want to
control,
go
then you're
and have
only
respect
proving
for the
my
people
point
that
even
unalive their own
further.
people, you can go do
If
that
you
in your own
can't,
life. You don't have to interact with me. I'm gonna end. I'm not conversating with him. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna do it. If he's gonna sit up here and bitch and moan,
I don't know who's muting me.
go be
I'm gonna
friendly
put it
with them in
away.
your own life. You don't have to interact with. I will never respect people that unalive their own children. I'm sorry. I
Sir,
don't give a
it's
damn
the
if that
point.
makes me a bad person. I don't care
The
if that makes me
point.
disgusting. I don't care none of that.
The point is that this is what I'm trying to say, and then I'm done with it because there's no point in having a conversation with you, sir, because you don't have good etiquette on how to talk to people. Is that the way that you respond to people is your responsibility, and you don't have any self control. If you're going to crash out on people so easily,
Okay.
then you don't need to be debating.
This is not a
You need to
crash
have some
out.
better self
When have I
control,
crashed
sir.
out?
You crash
Hang
out
on.
just
So
because
when
you're
have
getting
I crashed out?
emotional.
Because the entire
Because
time,
when
hang
you
on,
start cussing at
I
people
have
and you
never.
start getting
Hang on.
emotional, that's crashing out.
During our entire conversation, I never crashed out. I haven't crashed out
Sure.
yet. Okay, I've
Yeah,
insulted. Yes, that's
maybe
not a
in your
crash out.
definition of
That's not me
crash
crashing
out,
out.
maybe your definition of crash out. But my
All right,
definition is if you have to resort to insulting
Yeah,
talk
of course,
and,
your definition. I'm
cussing
a
at
crash
all right.
people,
out in
Hold
that's
your
on, hold
crashing
on. I
definition.
think I should give, like I said, I'll give the countdown. I'll give the Thaddeus first. Lee's
No,
then.
there's no point, Protac, because to be had. I'm not sure why he's still here conversating with me.
Why are you
And
still
look,
here,
all this
sir?
is a bitch and moan on how I treat people. You don't like that? Unfollow me. Don't follow me. Leave me out. Don't talk to me. Don't interact with me. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, but I'm never going to have respect for people that number one don't understand that I will like. First of all, want to unalive their babies. That's the example you brought up. I know how I act towards poor choices, and that's intentional because I have no respect for people that unalive their babies. You don't like the fact that I dog walked you in this motherfucking debate.
debate.
You hadn't
Right?
dog
You don't
walked
like the fact that
nobody.
I
You
insulted
don't
you in the
even know
process
what you're
as
talking
well,
about.
and then now you're mad and you're complaining and bitching and moaning as a grown man. It's fucking
Sir,
embarrassing.
you
At
can
this
inflate
point
it
in
to that
time,
all
if
you
you
want.
don't like how I interact with people, don't interact with me. I don't know how another man needs to tell you how to behave as a grown ass man. You don't like the way I act,
I'm just
don't
calling out
interact
your
with me.
shitty behavior,
It's called an
sir.
X. It's called
You're
an
just
X.
embarrassing
It's
yourself.
called
That's
an
all you're
X
doing.
on the top of the box.
All you're doing
Don't
is
interact with
embarrassing
me.
yourself.
Don't talk to me.
All you're doing is
Point blank
embarrassing
simple.
yourself, sir. You don't have any
Okay.
self control over how you interact with
Wonderful.
people. You know, you just want to sit up here and
Wonderful.
you talking about whining and complaining. You wouldn't have any reason to do that if you weren't acting like an ass.
Wonderful.
You know, I mean, that's the point. I wouldn't have any problem
Me
talking
acting
to
as an
you at
ass when I
all.
dog walked you
I
in a
wouldn't have.
debate
You
that we
ain't
were.
dog walk shit,
This
sir. You don't
entire
even know what the
situation came
meaning of that
about
is.
because you decided to top on the bandwagon of the other girl that was up here that decided to say that I
Oh,
was
God.
monologuing. When you know damn well that you read up an entire paragraph and added
Sir, you're just whining and complaining now,
all of this.
and
So just to be
you're
clear. And
gaslighting
number
other
one, you're
people
not
and thinking they're
entitled to
good.
my respect.
Oh
You're
yeah,
not
see,
entitled to my respect. Just so
respect
you
is
know.
earned, sir. Respect is earned. You haven't done anything to
Then don't
deserve
talk
respect,
about respect when respect is earned, sir, because you haven't earned my respect yet. In fact, I don't
and
know
you haven't
anybody
earned.
else.
You
In
don't earn
fact, I have more
anybody's
conversations
respect
with
because
Protect outside of
you
this app
don't
than
talk
anybody else up
respectful to
here.
people, sir. That's the point I'm making.
I don't
Is
have
that
to.
you don't act
I don't have
respectful
to.
towards anyone. You act like you're always the Mr. Egotistical know-it-all that just no one can ever prove you wrong on anything.
I know that's not fucking true. I admit when I'm wrong. I've been wrong many
Oh
times.
yeah, okay, sure,
And what
sure
I
you
find
do.
interesting is, again,
Sure you
you're
do.
complaining as a grown ass man for another
I'm
grown ass
not
man. That's
complaining
what's
nothing. I'm
embarrassing
calling
me.
it out like what it is. You
Okay,
know,
well that's teenage girl stuff. You can go do that in high school. Go back and enroll in high school.
I'm
Say
just
you're
calling out
17
your
or
shitty
something.
behavior.
But
That's
part of the
also.
part of the problem, how is it shitty behavior? A debate, you're not supposed to be nice in a debate. I'm not gonna
Sir,
sit here and kumbaya with you when I disagree with you. What are you talking about?
sir, you don't know the proper etiquette of debate in the first place.
Okay,
Because if you read
can you
any
even
proper
spell
etiquette in
debate?
debates,
Spell
it will
debate, and then
tell
tell me
you
how etiquette is
you
supposed to
don't
be in
act
a debate.
disrespectful to other people when you're debating them. Because if you do, then you've already lost. All
Spell debate,
right.
and then you can tell me how to be etiquette in
Bitch, I'm
debate.
not
First of
playing
all,
your little
you need
silly
to know
game.
how to debate. Hang
I
on,
think it's
you should learn how to debate first before you start schooling me about the etiquettes of debate.
I'm
How about
calling
that?
out.
Yeah,
I'm
all
calling
right, all
out
right.
your poor
I
behavior.
think this part is. I don't think this is going anywhere. I think you know. I think you guys made your points. I think we should like part ways because I don't think this is going anywhere. You know, I think you made some good points, but I just don't see it coming to a like consensus or anything. So I think we should just like move on. Um, no, Tiff, I'm gonna move on. Um, so I don't think this is. I don't think there's gonna see any eye to eye. So I think we're
Bro,
just gonna move on.
not Tip being up here when she said I wasn't a Catholic, but she
That's
supports abortion being
chismosa.
Catholic. What are we talking about?
Well, Just Spartan was there. Just Spartan was. I don't know what happened to Just Spartan, but they're supposed to have a conversation. But like I said, I don't see it going anywhere. But um, yeah. Anybody else wanna talk of their opinion?
I I don't know. I just think that I don't want people arguing. That's all. I mean, I see both sides, but honestly, I cannot say that one is wrong and one is right. I can say that I have spent more time on panels with Stitch than I have been on panel or even watched thadoose. So, I mean, I don't really know. I can't really say that it's, there's people who disagree with thadoose and say that he's being a hypocrite. So, I don't really know. But I don't like all of the arguing.
I look. I say
That's
there's
fair.
points to be made on both sides. I'm gonna leave it on that. You know,
Yeah,
I
nobody
think.
has to choose a side. I'm not
Yeah.
asking you guys to. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's obvious to the live on who had the conversation and who didn't. And that's fine. And everybody's gonna leave to whoever thought they actually had a conversation versus who didn't. And
But I do have to say, I do apologize right now for calling you the B word. Like, I know I did get kind of mad at the other girl. I guess I did technically crash out on the other girl because she did kind of piss me off. She came up here and lied. So I do apologize for that.
It's
Well,
okay. I
look,
understand.
I respect people's passion, but I think we need to tone it down a notch. Um, you know, of course, at least in most of these conversations, I don't take it personally. At least in most, again, I respect the passion people have. I say we're putting a lot to like fight for what we believe in, but I think need to tone it down a little bit. Um, so yeah, uh, yeah,
I
yeah,
personally, in how I see it, is that Stitch can have a good conversation. It's just you like I don't know. It's like he can wait, but if he hears you say something that is wrong about him, then he's just gonna say no. Like that's just not gonna happen. It's like I don't understand why. Like when he said, "I'm just not ever going to respect someone that unalives their children." At that point, that dude should have just received that and been like, okay, yeah, there's no point in telling him that he needs to respect or needs to have, some kind of a specific way of talking to these people, he should have just left it at that because there's no changing his mind. You know what I mean? So, and I think in those instances, people think that Stitch is just interrupting, which it is. It's just his own interjection of how he's going to represent himself. And I think that should also be just accepted,
yeah.
And and I acknowledge that a lot of people are not gonna like that, especially on the pro-life side. That's why I don't like a lot of the pro-lifers. Like a lot of them don't like me. I don't like them. But I'm not going to placate towards the pro-choicers. I'm not. You're a pro-choicer. Even Sarah. Like I fucking love Meatball, right? But when it comes to being pro-choice, I do get kind of disrespectful with her. Okay, especially when she starts talking about property rights and property this, that, and the third, trying to say that she has the right to evictionism. I
I
get
am.
heavily disrespectful. You guys have not seen me debate Sarah. It's been a while, but when I did debate her, you should have seen it. I was more disrespectful to her than I was here, right, towards the deuce. Okay? And the fact that me and Sarah can still have conversations and still be cordial with each other outside of that. And the reason why I'm cordial with Meepo is because I know pragmatically she doesn't hold to the position she holds to as an argument as she does normatively. Um, but the fact is, I will never have respect for poor choicers. It doesn't matter who you are. You can be my sister, my mother, my fucking grandfather. I'm sorry, I will never have respect for people that believe it's okay to unalive children. Okay, that's not how I work. That's not how I'm structured. If you don't like that, again, fuck off. That's how I feel.
No. Well, I don't agree with the tactics. I do. I obviously agree with that sentiment. I don't think, like, obviously Stitch is a lot smarter than me, but I don't think the pro-choice position warrants respect. It's not a position. It's not a position that I would ever respect. But
don't say that.
oh, dang it! But yeah, but like I said, it's not my strategy to do insults, and I don't really do that. I only give back what's I only reciprocate. But yeah, again, I think there's a time and place for each strategy. Like I said, I'm not gonna tone police. Just don't use slurs or anything like that, and I'll let it go. But you can go ahead, the deuce.
Well, what I would say is this: is that you cannot agree with someone's position, you cannot agree with someone's morals, you cannot agree with their behavior. But to say you just are not going to respect them for being a human, just like you're being a human, regardless of all the other parts of their behavior, that is a reflection on your behavior. Because of the fact that, we should respect each other equally as humans, number one, because it's only God's position to judge them as their human nature. We are called to judge their behavior as who they are as an individual. And we are responsible for how we act, how we talk to others, how we behave, because that's what we're going to be accountable for. So to say you don't respect someone just for some principle and you're going to just talk nasty to them and act nasty to them, that's more of a reflection on you than it is on the individual that you're treating that way.
I just find it interesting that this is what I'm talking about. This is what pisses me off to the fucking core.
I bet it
That these
does because it
people
reflects how
invoke
you are.
the word of God when it fucking suits them. But nowhere in the Bible is it going to say that I have to respect people if they are in fact murderers, if they unalive babies. In fact, it says the opposite. It says for me to judge them. That's not me judging them
Yeah,
on their
judge their
human nature.
behavior.
That's not
Judge
me
their
judging them.
behavior.
Hang on. That's not me judging them on their human nature. That's me judging them based on the behavior that they possess. And this idea that I have to respect them just because they have to be human, that's not true. I don't have to respect them. If so, please provide the scripture where I have to respect them as a human being, because nowhere does it say that. And in fact, in the Bible, it says for me to condemn them publicly if they are in fact
Whoa,
doing and
hold on,
saying
Stitch.
things that
That's
are against
wrong.
the Bible,
Oh
That's
God.
wrong.
right?
God doesn't
He's
even
just
condemn
he's just
people.
conflating and twisting as he sees fit.
Wait, hold on. He has a
No,
different
it doesn't.
paradigm because he's Catholic. Because he's a different paradigm.
I am
That's what.
Catholic,
Yeah,
just to be clear,
that says enough right
and just to be
there.
clear, in Scripture it does say that, right? For us to condemn their behavior, not condemn them in the nature of God. That is
Oh,
different.
okay.
Okay, condemning their behavior is something that we should do publicly, and it does say that. And I will make an entire
Agreed.
video on this if we have to. I would go through scriptures from point A to point B, C, D, and all the way through the alphabet if I have to, right? Because in many different parts of the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament, it calls for us to condemn their behavior, right? It calls for one number one. Oh, sorry, calls for number one. It calls us for us to encourage Christian worldviews onto society, meaning that we should have stewardship. That's what it's called. We should have stewardship within a society. Okay, and stewardship, what that means is that you're pushing Christian values and morals and beliefs within a society to ensure that people are living by God. And that doesn't mean force them, it just means stewardship. Okay. So, no, I completely reject this idea that I'm judging them as God, because I am not. I'm judging their behavior. And I have a right to do that. In fact, I'm called to do that.
That's all I said the whole time is I said you have a right to, or I mean, you are called to call them out on their behavior, but you're not to judge them for who they are as a human themselves, because that's God's position. You can
That's not
judge
what
their
I'm doing.
behavior. You can judge their behavior, but to sit up there and say just because they hold certain principles and they're acting in a sinful nature, to not respect them for who they are as a human
That's
and
not
their
what I
human
said. Straw
nature.
man.
No, let me finish, bro. You're straw manning me.
That's not what I said.
I'm saying the same thing I said last time.
No,
Is
that's
that
not what
my
I
is
said,
that
though.
my
I never
point
said
is
to
that,
judge them based on their human. When did I say that?
bro? Then you would be agreeing with what I'm saying. I'm
No, but
saying that
you're
we are
invoking something
responsible.
about me that is not true. This is where I'm interjecting at, and why you're getting mad that I'm interjecting, because you're inserting something about me that is not true. You said that I said that it was okay to judge them based on the fact that they're human. That's not what I
No, I
said.
did not say that.
I
Now
said that
you're
I
straw
don't
manning me.
respect them. What I said
Now you're
very
straw manning
specific.
me,
Yes,
sir.
you are. You are very much
No, you're
straw manning
straw
me.
manning me. That's what you're doing, and the recording would show
You
that.
just said it verbatim. What are you
No,
talking?
I
You
did
just
not say
said,
that. Oh
bro.
my gosh, Stitch,
Protect and
you're
Reina. Did you
gaslighting. Your
not just
gaslighting is
say
horrible.
that
Your
I
gaslighting is
said that it
horrible,
was
sir.
okay to judge them if they were human,
No, I did not say that at all, sir. You're just gaslighting. You're
bro?
delusional.
Okay, yeah, I'm
You're
totally
delusional.
gaslighting. Okay,
I can easily repeat what I said because I know for sure what I
yeah.
said.
What would you say? Go ahead and
Okay,
repeat it.
I'll tell you. I said it is perfectly fine, and we are called by God to judge someone for their actions and their behavior, especially if they're a
What'd you say
Christian.
about me?
Let me finish. Let me finish. But we are not supposed to judge their human nature and who they are as a human. So
And
I
what'd you
said
say about me?
so to sit up here and say you're gonna sit there and judge someone negatively just because they're and you're not going to respect them just because they're a pro-choicer.
That's
That's
not what you said. You said because they're human.
no,
This is
I
where you're
said,
twisting language. You
bro,
said
that's
because
not
they're
true at all.
human, and
No, I
I'm
didn't.
saying that's not what I said.
I said no, sir. I said you're not supposed to judge their human nature of who they
Yeah,
are, their human self.
okay, okay, yeah. Did I say that I was judging them because of their human nature?
I didn't say you were. I said, but when you're sitting up here saying you're not going to respect them as a human because they hold certain values and they act a certain way, then that is
Okay,
judging their
see, you're
human
playing a
nature.
semantic
Wait,
on
hold on. I have a
words. You're
question.
playing
But
a
isn't our
No,
semantic
I'm
on
human
not.
words.
nature sinful?
Yeah, you're playing on. Yeah, it is. Human nature is sinful. Number one, this is where I disagree
Mm-mm.
with him. But largely, second part is that you said previously, and this is where that's why you pause and you try to change your fucking words, right?
No,
When
I
you
did
try to
not
say
say
that
that.
you said pro-choicer when you said human. You said very
No, now
clearly
you're
that I
even
was
more
saying that it was
conflating
okay.
it.
You said you were
You're
sitting up
just
here
twisting it
saying it
as you
was
see
okay to
fit.
judge them based on their human nature, which is not what the
This is
fuck I said, you
embarrassing.
fat
This is
fuck.
embarrassing,
That's not what
Stitch.
the fuck I said.
This is
So if you're
embarrassing,
not going to
sir.
respect and have a
This is
cordial
embarrassing,
conversation,
sir.
stop fucking engaging
You
with
This is
me.
guys,
embarrassing,
hold
sir.
on.
You
You
Stop
just
engaging
guys.
embarrassing
with me.
yourself.
You're
You
an
You just
embarrassment.
guys.
embarrassing
You're the
yourself, sir.
embarrassment because when I post
all
this
right, simmer
recording,
You
down.
go. That's
when I
why so
post
many
this
people
recording,
don't
it's
like
not
you,
going to be
Stitch, because
funny.
you're embarrassing. Embarrassing,
All
sir.
right. Simmer down. All right. Like I said, I don't think this is going
Project, I
anywhere.
would like the video to this. I will pay you
Yeah,
$10
I will.
tomorrow.
After I end this, which is soon, I'm gonna post it on YouTube. The
You
most recent
always say
one.
that, Project. You never post it on YouTube. Just
It
send
is
it to me
there. It
because
is there.
not
This video, after it downloads a replay, I'm gonna post it, and then you
because
can
he
watch.
said human and then he changed it to pro-choicer and then what's the fucking lie?
No,
You
I
said it
did
multiple
not.
different times.
This
That's
is
what the
so
fuck
bad,
you did.
sir.
Yes, you
This is so
did.
bad. This is so bad.
All right. I'm gonna end, and I'm gonna once it downloads, I'm gonna post it, and you can rewatch it and make a decision for yourself.
I'll just
Yeah.
post the part where I corrected it.
All right, by all
We'll
means.
see. Yeah.
Well, have a
Does
good
it?
night, everybody. I'm just getting kind of like.
You're not restarting, are you?
No, I'm not gonna restart now.
Okay. Well, I'll just say this. I know damn well that I walked the deuce. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna
Oh,
say that.
well, you
The fucking
whining
dog
now.
walked
You
his
gotta have
ass.
an ending speech,
But part of the
huh? You
problem,
gotta
part
have
of
a
the
little
problem is
closing
this.
speech. Just
All
to
right,
Is that
make yourself
they
look more
always want to play the word
egotistical.
on
Speech.
Stop.
semantics.
You just gotta
Stop.
have a little
Why?
We're just gonna
closing.
end. So have a good night, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, just end it. Don't let him talk his closing
Fucking
speech like a
crybaby.
little baby.
Go get a
Like a